Hello and welcome to Let Me Be Your Game Guide, a podcast that spends each episode delving into a mystical new video game, exploring its charms and challenges, and helping you decide if it should be next on your list. I'm your host, Emma.
This is Rylan.
And this is Shawn.
Join us for this week's discussion episode as we escape reality and enter the metaphysical. For the remainder of this episode, let me be your game guide.
Or Shawn bangs his mic with his hat.
Did that happen before?
I just did it, yeah.
I didn't even notice.
I went like this, and I like tapped it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, when you finished.
Oh,
like,
when she was doing her thing?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Nice.
It's okay. You could punch your mic while I was doing the intro, and it wouldn't show up on...
Test it next time.
Maybe. Because
watch out, player.
Oh, okay.
I was coming after that mic, bro.
Yeah, because I cut your guys's... I just, cut, your section of the audio. I delete it.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So whenever someone's not talking, I just delete their audio. So, again, you could punch your mic and it would just get deleted. You could not punch your mic because our microphones are sitting on the same table.
Everything collapses. A fire starts.
Yeah.
We have to evacuate.
Oh, man. Well, welcome to the episode. I feel like we're starting in a space of chaos.
This is where I thrive.
Yeah.
As a podcaster, this is where I thrive, I think.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
I hope our listeners are okay with
Chaos?
A little chaos.
Yeah, getting a little bit
Loosey-goosey. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys could
Honk,
see
honk.
both of you guys took your shoulders and went.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you gotta do. Yeah.
Loosey-goosey shoulders.
Less-
People at home know what that is.
Yeah.
They're doing
Oh,
it too. Loosey-goosey with the shoulders.
Probably subconsciously they're doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, we are here to talk about UFO 50.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do our plugs real quick, and then we can really get into talking about UFO 50 and what it is and what it's about, and then talk about some games. But we also have an episode that released last week. That is our rating episode. It's fairly spoiler free. I don't think there's really any huge spoilers, but
not
if
too
you're
much.
interested in our ratings and stuff like that. Oh, you know what? We didn't. Let's give our ratings real quick at the top of this, in case you don't want to go back and listen to that episode.
I gave it a 4.5.
This game's a fat 5 out of 5 for me. The best. Just the best
Nice.
game.
Yeah, and I gave it a 3.5, and there's an explanation in the episode before. If
It's
you
a
have,
fair rating.
If you
It
have
is,
beef
yeah.
with me.
Yeah. Go check out that last episode.
Yeah, because I actually didn't hate this game. It's just not for me. But that's fine.
3.5 is not bad.
No, it's not. But I think generally people would rate this game higher, but that's just my opinion.
Maybe.
I'm outnumbered.
yeah.
I'm outnumbered right now,
Yeah, that's true.
but it's fine.
I don't know.
And if you think about it, everybody's kind of outnumbered in the world. You know, it's just them against the world.
That's right. Yeah. You against a couple Billy, A couple Billy.
What?
Couple Billy.
Oh, Billy.
Yeah.
I was like, who's Billy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy and people named Mike that you're going to punch. Punch Mike.
Oh,
True.
To
True
call back
fact.
to what you said earlier.
boy.
Yeah.
I hope that was this episode, because otherwise it doesn't make sense anyways.
I've
Sorry.
already forgotten. Okay, well, real quick before we begin this episode, don't forget to give the podcast a follow, rate it, review it, however you want to show us love. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/letmebeyourgg, where you can view episodes early as they post sometime on Sunday, a couple days before the episode posts everywhere else. You can also find us on most socials as Let Me Be Your GG with no spaces. That is LETMEBEYOURGG. No spaces.
No spaces.
Damn.
We're on Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Check out our Twitch. Rylan is streaming on most Saturdays.
Yep.
I am streaming on most Sundays. Shawn maybe will be
Graveyard shift.
He's still figuring it out, but he will be streaming soon. We're really excited about it. It's a good time. And yeah, if you're up the weekend mornings and you want something to do, for sure, Rylan and I will be there. Check our schedule, though, because we're pretty good at canceling.
We might not be there.
Yeah. Sometimes we do and every other. And we will make sure our schedule is accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Every other Thursday, we do game reactions, game trailer reactions.
Yeah.
And this is for the games that we will be covering in the future.
Mm-hmm.
We're usually about 2 or 3 games ahead release-wise. So you see us react to a trailer, it'll probably be about a month before we actually cover that on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you're interested, you want a peek into the future.
Ooh.
Yeah, a peek into the long future, because sometimes it takes like a month and a half to get to that game.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Take a look in the crystal ball that is our Twitch.
Oh, good one.
Nice.
That was a witch laugh, you guys.
Okay. We also have a TikTok that we may or may not use. It's Let Me Be Your Game Guide with no spaces. You can also email us at letmebeyourgg@gmail.com. This is the best way to send in game requests. Just make sure to put in the title game request. Just make sure to put game. What has happened to this sentence? I didn't switch it.
Make sure you put game request in the subject line so we know that it's a game request.
Yeah, also do that early, because even though we're officially 2 games behind from our requests,
I think
3 actually.
The
I think,
last
right?
request that we have is in
August?
October.
October? Okay.
Yeah, so if
There's
you want to
one-
try to get it this year, like I'd put
Put it in
now.
before this episode releases.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, there's one that Brandon requested that I haven't told you guys about, but he might lose his requesting privileges after this one. So
Is it too scary for me?
no,
Oh, okay,
no.
good.
It might be a dating sim. I'm not sure.
God damn it, Brandon.
Oh,
Brandon, I appreciate you so much, but god damn it.
He did offer to come on the episode for that one. So
Oh, okay.
if you guys haven't listened to, let's see, Doki Doki Literature Club.
Too scary for me?
Too scary for Rylan,
Mhm.
but I had our biggest fan Brandon was on there with his wife, our other biggest fan Lauren. And yeah, Big Dad Live, if you see any comments on our stuff. That's
great guy.
That's
Yep.
Brandon. He's great. Anyways, but we might be revoking his privileges to request games. Yeah, that was it. That was the end of my spiel.
I got a spiel
Go.
for later.
Okay.
Though, so don't let me forget, I have a very special announcement later on in the episode.
When? At what point in the episode should we remind you?
I don't know, when it feels natural, but like not at the beginning, because this is for the people that listen.
Okay.
This is an announcement for the people that listen.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will send you a scheduled text.
I hope we don't have a falling out between then and now. It'd be so embarrassing if you text me.
No one's going to understand what we're talking about. We were talking about scheduled texting before.
I just learned what that is like an hour ago.
Yeah, but then we were talking about how awkward it would be if you like, I have a scheduled text to text Rylan on Saturday to cancel his Peacock subscription.
What if we got in like a big and then if we get in a big fight in between then and now, it's gonna be really awkward if I still get a text from her. Be like, oh, I hate her guts. Like, why is she texting me?
Yeah, or when you get the bill again and you're like, gosh darn it, Emma, why didn't you text
Another
me?
thing she didn't do for me.
Because I deleted the so anyways.
Either way, I'm mad in this fictional. Yeah.
Jeez, I might get it together.
I know. Sorry. Oh, man. Anyways, let's get into UFO 50. Does someone want to remind the listeners what this game is all about before we really dive into it?
UFO 50 is as described previously, a product. It's a catalog of 50 games that were made in a very retro way, so very arcadey, 80s, 90s feel. And yeah, there's a catalog of 50 of them. They all start out with cobwebs and dust on them when you get to the main screen. And as you play them, you blow the dust out of the cartridge and then you play that game. So yeah, we'll talk about the games that we really liked. We'll talk about some of the games that we weren't fans of, how much time we put into some of these games, and then kind of go from there. So general discussion after that. So
Sweet.
yeah.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so on our last episode, we were talking about me not knowing what the cherry color was. I do have one.
I knew you
And
did.
it's the one that I beat.
It's camouflage.
Yeah.
Is my guess.
Yeah.
I knew, well, I guess you played all of them, but I was like, I knew you played that one a little bit. And I only knew about cherry because I saw you had the Steam achievement for getting a cherry game, and I was like, "You got a cherry game? We've only been playing this for like 2 days. Like, what does that even mean?"
Yeah.
I was jealous. Okay.
Yeah, I guess we'll get into the games right now, and we'll start with Camouflage because this was the first game that I played.
Oh.
So there are 50 games, and this is, what is this? It would be game number 16. And it has a little gecko-looking lizard on it, and that's why I picked it, because it looked cute. And it's a puzzle game, so I really lucked out with the first game I picked being very in my genre. And
It's
so
a good one.
Yeah, you play as like a little lizard, and you're trying to go and collect another little baby lizard and like a couple little
Oranges?
items. Yeah, like little fruits or oranges. But there are different types of enemies that are kind of in your path, and they'll either be like looking in a certain direction, and as long as you are camouflaged as the color of that terrain, they won't see you. But you have to, it's kind of hard to explain, but sometimes like if you're switching terrain and you have like the little gecko behind you, you can be in the line of sight when you're trying to switch terrain, and then you'll get eaten. And so there's
frogs.
yeah, you kind of have to think ahead of like how you want to change your color and like where you want to do it and where it's safe to kind of run through an area where you're not camouflaged without being seen, so you can get somewhere else. I loved it.
Very cool.
Yeah, I really like this one too. I also got cherry on this game. This is my only
Nice.
one. I almost quit playing though when they had enemies that moved.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I was like, this is gonna be too hard, and then I came back to it like 3 days later, and I was like, oh, okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
yeah.
But this game can be quite challenging. Like,
Yeah.
it takes some time to get through those 14, 15 levels there are. Did you play this, Shawn?
I did not play that one. It is
Oh.
still covered with cobwebs.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotta dust it off.
Yeah, I got to dust it off.
Yeah, I think my my best time to beat the whole game, it took me 2 hours and 40 minutes because I only played it once.
My best time was 1 hour 23 minutes.
Ooh,
Darn.
yeah. So I wouldn't say that's my favorite game, but that was the first game that I played that I also did enjoy, and I hearted it, and I finished it. So that was one of my hearts.
Nice.
I will say the first game I played was the very first game that was chronologically in there.
Oh no.
Which is Barbuda. And Barbuda is a game where you're like a little, I don't know, alien type
I thought you were like a little night guy.
Yeah.
Castle?
But you come out of an egg.
Yeah, you come
You
out
do
of an
come out of an
egg.
egg.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit
Like
of a night guy.
dinosaur egg.
Mm-hmm. And there's like a grid in the bottom. It's just a side scroller platformer action kind of game. It is incredibly difficult, and I had no idea where to go.
I think it's a puzzle game almost. Like, I think you're trying to find the things that you can collect or do stuff with.
I was not interested in this
guess.
game at all.
Yeah, I played it for a hot, I don't know, 4 minutes, and then I was like, I don't know what I'm doing in this. I'm done. So
Barbuda falls in the category of I'm trying to stay optimistic about, and I need to go back and spend more time with it.
sure.
First I was the same way. I was like, what the hell? Like, I don't know about this one. But I did go back and play more of it, and I was able to accomplish some things and start to see like, okay, but you move just so slow in the game, and you know how I feel about that. So
Yeah. So that was my first experience. Made it a little rough, but then I realized, oh, there's 49 other games. It's okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Do you remember what your first game was?
My first game was Campanella.
Oh, okay.
Did you play that, Shawn?
Let me double check. Hold on.
I selected Campanella because as I was looking through the games, this one had 2 sequels. So I was like, oh, this one must be good because in this fictional game universe, they developed 2 sequels to it. So I was like, oh, this one must be kind of cool. And then if I like it, I can play the sequels. Like, that's fun. Campanella is a game where you are a little spaceship traveling through geometric levels, basically.
Yeah.
Are you playing it right now, Shawn?
No, I'm clicking through all the different filters, and I didn't mean to click on any of the filters. So here I am trying to get through all the filters.
Campanella is right beside Camouflage. It's number 17.
I don't think I played that one.
And as you're going through these levels, the thing about this game is it's basically kind of like a physics action puzzle, not really puzzle, but like
Yeah.
the physics are kind of weird because there's gravity on you. You're going down constantly, and you can use your little thruster to go up and turn to the sides, but you kind of have to get used to the way that you slingshot yourself around with the gravity a little bit. And so I played this for a little bit at first. It's my first game, and I was like, this is kind of an arcadey game. It's like when you die, you see if you made a top score or not, because you can collect points as you're going through.
This one is you're just like racing in a.
No, I haven't.
Or is that the second?
I haven't
one?
played that, but that's the Big Bell Race, I believe.
Oh, you're right. But they have the same.
Yeah, the same little spaceship.
Yes.
So the thing about Campanella, I think it's my fourth favorite game.
Oh wow.
Because the more I played it, the more I got out of it, which I think is a theme with a decent number of these games. I don't think all of them. I think some of them are a little bit more surface level, but there's some stuff to this game, like, me just popping in every once in a while. I have gotten so good at it. You guys, like, I'm like pro Campanella, you guys.
I'm playing it right now. So it's exactly like the Big Bell race, but you're not racing against anyone.
Yeah.
And there's like a few more obstacles and like crap going on.
Okay.
Sorry, stuff going on. That's not.
This has got shit in it.
This was one of my favorites. I hearted this one too.
Oh, really? Cool. I figured out, okay, yesterday, you guys, I woke up and I was thinking about Campanella because I'm just thinking about UFO 50 games all the time. Okay. And I was like, I think I figured something out. Because there's these, well, I guess this is a spoiler time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
spoiler time.
This is a spoiler time.
Yeah.
So on these maps that you're in, these little geometric areas, there's like the easy way to go, and they have these weird side passages. And at first I was thinking like, maybe I'll go down there and see if something happens, but I wasn't good enough. I crash every time on these skinny little passages. Now I'm a rock star at Campanella. So yesterday I was like, let me just see what happens if I go through them. There's some secrets in this game.
Secrets.
You can get some bonus points by going through these things. And I think now that I have the high score in the game, I'm the number one score, but I haven't beaten all 50 levels yet. Campanella I'm having fun with. I want to play it more.
Wow.
Nice.
Cool. Well, so that's all of our first games that we played. Do we want to talk about like our top 5?
I could do a top 3 real quick.
Sure. And then maybe do you know how many of the 20 you played, how many you would have like set as a favorite or how many you enjoyed?
I definitely have a handful that I could choose from that I really enjoyed. Yes.
I was just curious because like because I played all of them. I hearted 21 of them.
Oh, awesome.
But of those hearts, I wouldn't say 21 of them were like, I really liked it. I was just like, oh, I would play this. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, that one was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I have some that I can talk about.
Yeah.
So,
but like, what's your favorite? What was your favorite game?
My favorite game that brought me the most nostalgia of all time was Fist Hell.
Oh, best name.
It was the best name of all time.
Yes,
and
best
it
name.
reminded me. I remember when we watched the preview of it, but it reminded me so much of River City Ransom, which was an NES game that me and my cousin used to play.
Oh, fun!
And you were these like little like gangster guys, and you go around and you're trying to like clear the city. But it was all during like when Kung Fu was like the shit. And so
It still is.
Oh yeah, so everyone was just fighting with their fists and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's very much like that. So Fist Hell is essentially that. It's a side scroller action game where you're in the streets but you're fighting zombies and you're trying to clear the zombie infestation. And
By
so
punching and kicking them?
oh yeah, like boards will come out, some random people.
Oh, did you not play this?
I have
one?
not played
Oh
this.
Some
my
of the
gosh.
zombies like throw bombs and stuff at you. Yeah, it's crazy.
You
And
can
it's
like
multiplayer.
You can
so.
like pick up things and throw them at the zombies.
Yeah, boards and chains and all kinds of stuff, which was just like River City Ransom. Yeah, trash cans, all kinds
That's
of stuff.
hilarious.
Yeah,
That is
there's a couple
funny.
different characters you can pick. They all have their strengths and weaknesses, and so you can just go and play. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that one. So just
Fist
brought me a
Hell.
lot of nostalgia.
Y'all check it out.
So, let's see. Hold on.
That one wasn't one of my hearted ones, but I think I struggled with it. I died too much, and I was just like,
Oh,
Yeah,
There
I-
was another one that I did heart that was similar style to this. Did
Yeah.
you play Cyber Owls?
no.
Go play Cyber Owls. It's number 50.
50.
Oh, okay. I'll have to try that one
It's
out.
very similar, but I'll talk about it on my when I'm talking about my faves.
Sure. That sounds good. My one of my other favorite games, I wouldn't say that all. I think Fist of Hell it was so fun. One of my other ones that was fun though, which you guys may have also enjoyed, was the one that was the idle game, which is called Pilot Quest.
Oh yeah.
Pilot Quest was the shit. It's still the shit, always will be the shit. It's really fun. You're just a little spaceship character and you go around and you smack on this diamond a little bit. Oh, Emma doesn't like this game for reasons that we're going to find out.
I liked this game in the beginning. I remember I told you guys, when
and I was pumped. I played it after.
Yeah, I was like, you guys, there's an idle game. And I know, Rylan, I knew that you played a good amount of idle games. I didn't know if you had played idle games, but I was like, okay, if you're going to play it, you gotta get on it.
Yeah.
So, I was all excited. I was like, I'm gonna set my stuff up. The first mistake I made was realizing, so I guess we should explain a little bit about it. And
sure.
You say your piece and then I'll
Complain.
Well,
sorry, that's rude. No, you'll share your opinion.
No, I will complain.
So Pilot Quest is a game where you're a little space character and you're trying to essentially grow your base is kind of what it is.
You've got to repair your ship.
Oh yeah, because your ship crashes, but you lose the parts, and so you're trying to find the pieces.
Yes, but you have to kind of build that little village around you to get help.
Mm-hmm. So there's a, I forget how they describe it, hypnotic crystal, I think is what you said, in the middle, and you have to gather these moon shards, and turn them into moon ingots to then upgrade your base, and then get that base upgraded so that way you can find the people and get your parts back. So it's a very fun game, even though it is idly. I enjoyed it, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, one of the things that you build is a house, and that house will bring you a little buddy friend. And then you can also build small workbenches, and those small workbenches can be used by your little friends to turn your moon shards into moon ingots. And
your wrist is going wild right now with your hand gesticulation back and forth.
I had a little buddy and I had a little bench, and I didn't realize you needed to assign the little buddy to the bench. And so I didn't get any work out of him for a whole day. And then the next day, I went to collect my moon shards yesterday, and I logged into the game. It had been a full 24 hours since I had last played, and it was like, you only have 300 moon stars. I don't know what happened.
So
it didn't log my time that I was gone.
I believe this game only generates idly when you are in UFO 50. So like playing other games, which I honestly think is genius as fuck. Sorry, genius as crap, or what did you say? Genius as stuff.
Genius as stuff.
Because you just go play other games while you're waiting, and then you come back. Like every time at the end of lunch, I always go check on Pilot Quest and get my moon shards and moon ingots and other resources.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize that.
That's fair.
So I could probably go in there now because I think that was the first thing I checked before playing yesterday, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Well, I think it kind of continues the theme of all these games where they don't really teach you how to do it. You just need to kind of figure it out, which I think like I'm a fan of in a lot of cases because I don't want all the tutorial BS.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
But in some games, you don't really know what the hell's going on unless you really like commit to putting the time into it and like thinking about it a bunch. So I think like with there being 50 games, sometimes I'm like, I don't really want to figure this out right now. I'll go play something else that's more obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you may be missing out on a game that you would like. But
yeah,
I don't know.
That was one of my hearted ones, even though I have a little bit of beef with it. I just logged in and I had 4,000 moon shards.
Oh, nice.
And 70 ingots.
Time to buy some seeds.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, seed up for sure.
I got 5 seeds.
You gotta seed them early.
Yeah, I will say I thought this was going to be like kind of an easy fast idle game, but the grind is somewhat real for what it is. I think I'm about to beat the game, but I forgot where to get the last ship part.
Oh no,
because I found it but then I died and now I don't know where to get it. So I forgot.
Dang.
That's sucky. What do you guys want me to do one more and then you guys can do a couple of yours?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last one, hold on, it's doing like preview shit. Get out of here. Bushido Ball was the name of my last one.
Oh, is that with the samurai?
That's with the samurai.
I was showing Rylan that one before we started.
Oh, that one's so fun.
Oh yeah, there it is.
It's happening right now on my demo screen.
Yeah, Bushido Ball is so fun. So yeah, I played that one for a little while too. And essentially you're just different samurai and you're trying to play, it's like Pong in a sense, but you're playing a samurai and they all have like charge up powers and like special roles and things that they can do. So it was very fun. It was just a quick one that you could pop into, play a round or two and then pop out, and it was just fun. So
Yeah, I haven't played that. It does look cool though.
yeah, it was fun so far. So
I bet multiplayer would be fun
Oh
too.
yeah.
yeah, multiplayer would be super fun. That
Probably
seems like it would.
screaming at each other.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, that was one that as I was playing it, I was like, oh, this would be fun to play against. Like party
Yeah.
game, like this would be fun.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
figure this out and do this 2-player at home because we couldn't get our controllers to work to behave, but I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah, definitely. Rylan, do you want to go next?
Sure. My favorite game is called Party House.
I like that one too.
I really like Party House.
Yeah, I'm surprised that's your favorite game.
Oh yeah, Party House is where it's at.
That's so funny.
It's very much just like a deck builder game, but it has a very unique theme where you're throwing a party, okay, and you have your Rolodex, which shows everybody that you know that might come to your party, and you have your door, and your house is a certain size. I think it's like 5 at the beginning.
Yeah.
And basically you just open the door and let one person at a time until you either want to stop or the cops bust your party for being too crazy. Did you play this at all, Shawn?
No.
So and basically all these people have like different kind of like, I guess like abilities sort of, or different ways that they work. So there's basically like a couple different currencies in the game. There's popularity and there's cash. And you use cash to upgrade your house so you can get more room, and use popularity to invite more like better people
cooler
to
kids.
your party.
Yeah.
And so the goal in each of these, there's like 5 scenarios in the game, plus, there's a random scenario which has different people, but each scenario has a set of people that you can like purchase with your popularity points to invite to your house. And what you're trying to do is get enough people that have a star icon at your party at the same time within a certain number of like rounds, which is like a certain number of parties.
Yeah.
So like the first scenario, you have 25 parties to get 4 stars. The only way to get a star is if an alien comes to your party. So you need 4 aliens at your party to have a cool enough party to win.
Dang.
So the thing with the cops is some people are trouble.
Yeah.
And if you get too much trouble, then oh no, the cops showed up.
Sure, there's
And
always
you
that
get
one guy.
Yeah, or it's a monkey. The monkey causes trouble, but
Oh.
you're popular if you got that monkey in your house. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
You can also cool down the party with the hippie.
Oh,
The
sure.
hippie
Yeah.
reduces the trouble. So you can have more wild buddies at your house if you have a hippie or maybe the dog.
Oh, because they bring down the level.
They
of
bring
things.
down the
Yeah.
coolness.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You can get like a guy who will kick people out of your party. You can get
Ooh,
people
like a
that
bouncer.
yeah.
Dang.
You can get people that score based on the number of like nerds that you have at your party.
Yeah.
There's people that cost money to be there because they're like serving food. So they like have more
Oh.
popularity.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of combo-licious goodness in here, but you never know who's coming through the door.
Oh, so
So-
it's random whoever shows up at your party.
Yeah, based on who you have in your Rolodex.
Gotcha.
So you're playing, you're like, God damn it, these freaking wild buddies, like get out of here.
yeah.
You can't get them out of your Rolodex. Like,
Yeah.
but so sometimes I'm literally raging. Like I'll be playing and then I'm like, okay, I'm done with this run.
Yeah.
The cops have come too many times. Like, I'm not gonna win. And sometimes you're like, all right, like I'm gonna win. I got all these T-Rexes in my deck, but you don't win, or or you do. But
Dang.
I really love Party House. It's super fun. It takes just like 5 minutes to do a run. Once you kind of know the people really well. I have not gotten cherry on it yet, which is to beat the random scenario, which just has a random assortment of people 3 times in a row. I've only gotten 2 times in a row.
Oh,
Yeah.
So someday I'm coming for it.
man.
That was one that I hearted as well, but it wasn't one that I got back to really playing. Because there were 21 that I hearted.
Yeah,
And
it's a lot.
I kept going back and being like, okay, I'm gonna like really crunch on like a couple like tonight, and then I would just get distracted by one. I would play one and then be like, oh fuck, I've been playing this for like an hour and a half. Like I didn't have time to go to the next one. So a lot of them got missed out on, but I did like that one.
I agree. I did have a feeling because we're doing the podcast that some of these games that were longer feeling to me, like Grimstone
Yes.
or Divers or Valbrace, I think.
Valbrace, yep.
Yeah, Valbrace. I like wanted to sink my teeth into more, but I was like, I don't know if I can realistically, like, I think to play Valbrace, I need to sit down with like a grid paper and like draw my map as I go. You know which game this is, Shawn? This is like a old school like dungeon crawler where it's like first person and it's like grid based. So you like walk forward and it's like kind of a maze in there.
This
You'll
was
have
my
to
favorite
map it out.
game.
Yeah.
This was your favorite
This was
game?
my favorite one.
Oh yeah, this game's really cool, but like I need to have some grid paper with me so I can draw a map because I'm getting lost.
I got used to it after a while. So
There's a map spell.
I would utilize the torches. So there's torches on the walls and you can burn out the torches. So it would help me remember like which way I had gone already.
Oh.
But it does get a little mazy. I made it down to the second dungeon.
I haven't gotten that far.
Yeah, but do you want to talk about this one right now, or do you want to wait? Because this is
We're already talking about it.
okay.
Let's go.
Okay, this is
You got the passion.
This was my favorite game, and it was so funny because my boss Neil, he plays a good amount of video games, and we were talking about video games this is like months ago, maybe even a year ago. It's a while ago, and he was showing me this game that he used to play. That when he was younger, he got like super sick, and the whole time he was sick at home, he remastered this game. And so
wait, like
he recoded it and like,
oh my gosh.
So it was an older game that he
That's
kind
awesome.
of like upgraded. And I'm opening up my notes because I have.
He is such a wizard.
I know.
Oh, I'm just sick, so I'm gonna remaster this old game. Like,
Yeah.
Sick as a dog. Let me just program some stuff really fast.
Hold on, I gotta find. God, when did I play this? So the game that he was playing was called Dungeon Master, and it looks exactly like this game.
Yeah.
Like you really are like you're just kind of going through this labyrinth of a map, and you randomly run into enemies, and then you have to battle the enemies in that spot, and then you keep going, but there's just like enemies spawning constantly, and if you run away from them, they'll just follow you until you have to turn around. So but then there's like, you can find treasure chests, you can find there was like a little like witch lady down there that would sell you stuff.
You can try to steal from her too.
You can like upgrade your armor. At one point you find like a throne, and if you sit on the throne, then you get to upgrade your stats.
Oh.
Yeah. And so the map itself on each level is huge, but the second, if you want to keep exploring, you can, but then when you find the stairs to go down to the next level, you can go down there, and that's kind of your save point. So every time you die, then you just start over at that level. But I was so I played this, and I was like, this is insane. Is this? And then I was like second guessing. I was like, wait, are these actual games?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them.
But I mean, I know that like they created these games like as an homage, and they're kind of like their own thing, but for a second I was like, wait, are these actually like older games that they just remastered? And then I looked it up, and it was not. So I was like, okay, no, this is just, they're just very similar. But if this is the type of game you're into, you can also play Legend of Grimrock.
I own that.
And so
Yeah.
that is like a whole game that's just like this game. I mean, the game in UFO 50 is great, but the way that I was kind of working in my brain was like, what is a one game that you could purchase separate of UFO 50 if you were just into this style?
Oh, sure.
And so that, if you were interested, if you kind of look up the gameplay, I guess, of Valbrace, that's like a game that's comparable. But I loved this game because you could just kind of like run around. I got really good at like knowing the patterns of each enemy.
Yeah. I really like the combat in this game because I think in The Legend of Grimrock, obviously the moving around is like turn-based kind of, but I think the combat is too. I remember that game being really challenging.
I have
didn't
not
get very
played,
far
to
in
be
it,
honest. I just have it on my wish list.
Yeah, I like how the action is the fighting is more action in Valbrace. Like,
yeah,
you can maneuver.
Yeah.
skill.
Yeah.
Well, and I think Dungeon Master, I don't think you can play this like today on like a normal.
We'll ask
like,
Neil if he can hook me
Probably
up somehow.
not, I would think.
Yeah, it's a pretty old game, but that one looked like almost the exact same as this one. So
Huh.
I just thought it was hilarious. And I went to work the next day. I was like, Neil, look at this game. He was like, wow. Okay. Get back to work, please. But yeah, I would say that's tied for number one with a different game. But we'll talk about that one after you're done, Rylan.
Okay. I don't remember where was that. Oh, I talked about Party House, which I keep wanting to call Party Planner because I kept calling it Party Planner.
Oh,
Because you're planning your party. This is what I want at my party,
so
guys.
funny.
That's true.
And I kept calling it Party Planner, and then I
Mm-hmm.
learned it's Party House, which is a little bit more sexy, but
Ooh.
it's Party Planner in my heart.
Yeah.
I'm trying to plan my party, you guys. I don't want no trouble in my party.
Yeah.
My second favorite game is Warp Tank.
Ooh, I liked Warp Tank.
I
That
was
was
playing
fun.
that last night.
Warp Tank is legit as hell.
Yeah.
I just wish it was longer.
Oh, see, I didn't beat mine yet.
Oh.
I think I got to, you know where I'm stuck? So you do the first 3 little pills, and then you go to the next area. You do those 3 little pills. Sorry, they're like little capsules that you go into.
Yeah.
You go into each level. I can't get into the next area.
Oh.
I can't solve just the puzzle of getting into the next area.
Yeah, so Warp Tank is it's kind of like an action puzzle platformer thingy. You play as a little tank, and you just drive along on a horizontal surface, and your tank, what is that called? The barrel is facing like straight up, so you can shoot like straight up basically and move left and right. But what you can also do is warp. And when you warp, you go straight up and you warp onto the ceiling. So now you're facing downward with your tank and you're going up and down. So initially you are kind of doing some like sort of puzzles where you need to like know when to warp up and down to get through the level and where to shoot things. And there's buttons to shoot, things like that. There's some enemies later on too. But also it gets kind of fun because then there'd be some diagonals that you can drive onto. And then you drive up on the wall. And now, instead of going up and down, you're warping left to right.
Ooh.
And so it
That's
kind of
cool.
gets a little bit puzzly. And you got to shoot things and you got to move. And sometimes you got to be fast. And sometimes you got to think and be like, I need to be sideways? But how do I get sideways? And there's that thing's in my way. What do I do? And the music is so good in Warp Tank. And like Emma, you said it's basically split up into a bunch of little levels. I think there's like 23 or something, 25 or 7 actually. But there's kind of a hub world that you use to travel between these. And even that is a puzzle to get through.
Yeah.
So it's very fun.
I might have you help me before you leave. 'Cause
Okay.
I was pissed.
Yeah.
I wanted to keep playing last night, and I was just like, my brain is not braining right now. Like I
Yeah.
just can't do it. Did you play? I think it's either pronounced Vanger or Vanger.
No, but I think I know. Is that the one that's kind of like Metroid?
It looks like this.
Yeah.
But
I want to play that.
But
Whoa!
it's the same concept.
Oh.
So you play as like a little soldier guy, and he's going through like you go into the world here, and you've got some robots that you
Okay.
but you double jump to go from the floor to the ceiling, and then you're
Interesting.
playing upside down.
Wow, this is like Warp Tank.
Yeah.
But you shoot horizontally. That's the difference, or to the side.
yeah. So if you liked Warp Tank, I think you
Yeah.
also really like Vanger or Vanger. I don't know how to say it. It's VAINGER.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't get the chance to play that a ton, but that was another one. Warp Tank I liked, and then that one had the same concept where you're moving from like ceiling to floor.
Yeah.
I didn't get far enough to know if you go on the walls like on the side or not. But that one's number 29.
Yeah. There's a couple games that I'm like, ooh, maybe that one next when I feel like I need something. That one's like on my short list.
Yeah.
Because I think I saw it. So like on the main screen of the game, if you just like leave it open, it'll start playing like demos of the games, kind of like previews of them. And sometimes I look at those and I'm like, oh, that looks fun. Oh, that looks fun. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
which one could it
Which
be?
one is it?
Which one is it? So
Yeah.
that's cool. You verify that that's Vanger,
Vanger,
whatever.
I don't know how to say
away
it.
in a
but
Vanger.
yeah, I like it's like Warp Tank, but more like you have to be like quicker about it. Like there's parts where you have to like you have to double jump, shoot, double jump, get out of the way. Things are exploding. Like it gets very stressful, but
That's
it's fun.
cool though. Yeah.
And sometimes I would double jump on accident just because I button smash, and then I'm like,
yeah.
no!
Oh, sure.
Like run into spikes on the ceiling. It's like,
Well, what was your other your other favorite game?
oh, and it sounded like you guys did not play this game, but it was Night Manor.
Oh, I did not.
So Night Manor,
Spooky.
it has a little. It is spooky. So you're in this like. There's an intro, and you're like driving in your car, but then you like get in an accident. I think I can't remember. I watched the intro once and then started skipping it every time I started the game. But then you wake up in this like dingy basement room. And it's kind of like those little escape room games.
Oh, fun.
It's point and click. And so you have to like click on things and collect little items. And then eventually you have the tools that you need to get out of the room. And then once you get out of the room, you're in this like mansion. But a lot of the doors to go outside can't be opened because there's like vines that are locking you in. And so you're like, okay, like minding my own business, like going from room to room, collecting little tools. There's a dead person in the tub, like, ugh.
Just normal stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then eventually, you'll get a awful jump scare of this Jason-looking guy with a cleaver and one of those like ski masks, and it's like, and then you have like a couple seconds to decide where you want to go. But the cursor, because you're scared, the cursor starts jiggling.
Oh.
So you're like, and it moves really slow. So it's like jiggling and you're like, get to the door. I want to go out the door.
Oh.
And then, so you have to run
How
to
fun.
a different room, and different rooms will have different hiding spots. So when you're escaping this guy, you escape into a room and it'll hide you somewhere. And then when you're hidden, there's like this little bar. And so there's a thing going back and forth, and a little section of the bar, like a section of it will be like a different color. And you have to press the button when it's in that colored section, and you can see him kind of looking for you. And this is your like statistic to see how well you're hiding.
Yeah.
But you have to do it like 5 times in a row. And the space gets smaller and smaller and smaller
he's
that
looking
you have to
through it.
stop.
Yeah.
Stop the little cursor. And if he finds you, or if he like you don't get away, if you don't hide successfully, or you don't even get to a hiding spot and he cleaves you, you just wake up in that basement room again and you start over, and you have some time to like go to different rooms. But when you hide successfully in one spot, you can never hide there again. So
Oh my gosh. Wait. I don't want to talk about games anymore. I'm getting them spoiled for myself.
Oh no. Well, I won't say anything
Did you
other
beat
than
this
that.
game?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty far, but that one was like maybe the second game that I played after
Oh,
Camouflage. And so it was like 2 in a row that I was like, dang, these are fun.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I need to get going. Like I need to start playing other games. So I won't say anything other than that. But you're collecting things and you're trying you're trying to escape the house.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I don't think that spoils too much of it.
No,
really,
I think that's fine.
Really, all that spoils is it was a pretty big learning curve figuring out how to do that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's about all that's spoiled.
I'm excited.
For you. But I won't say anymore because I really liked that game. And you're collecting little diary pages throughout that unravel this like story that happened before you got there.
Mm-hmm.
So like something weird was going on in that house.
Mysteries.
I mean, there's a dead body in the bathtub, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, some weird stuff.
That's right in the
Yeah.
beginning too. So hopefully
It's like The Shining.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and you have to sometimes you have to take tools and like combine them.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah, very
fun.
point and click adventure.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, so that was my other favorite one.
Oh my gosh, that like shaking cursor, that sounds like such a cool like
it was
idea.
a great mechanic, and
Yeah.
it really added to the stress because sometimes to go like into a different room, there's an arrow that points down like at the bottom of the screen. And when it was shaking, I'd be like on the arrow and then it would shake. Oopsies. And then it would like shake down to the screwdriver I had. And it's like, you shouldn't be using this right now. And I was like, I know, I just tried to get away. Yeah. So it was good. It was a little stressful in the beginning, especially when I didn't realize I was about to be attacked by a random gentleman.
Sure.
You don't have to call him a gentleman.
Yeah.
I say, my good lady, I'm going to attack you now.
Yeah.
Well, and I think the scarier thing too is you never know when he's gonna show up. Like
Sure.
I played for like a solid like 30 minutes without him showing up, and
Oh,
then
wow.
I would play for 2 minutes and he'd show up, and so it's like you never
That
know.
is stressful.
You
Yeah.
never know how much time you have before you really get like.
Well, and you always have to like kind of keep an idea of like where you're at and like, oh, I've been in this room before. I can't hide in that room. Where's my nearest room that I can hide in? Like,
Yeah, it almost made me want to fail my hides and just start over because I was like, I started succeeding in places and I was like, shit, I have nowhere to hide.
yeah.
So yeah, that one is number 42, Night Manor. And it has a little doll.
Yeah.
Little doll in the picture.
Creepy.
Kind of
just-
makes me think of frick. What's the game we played?
Oh, Evil
Starts with
Tonight?
Evil Tonight, yeah.
Yeah.
This game reminded me, so I can't remember what those escape room games are called. I feel really dumb. Because
They just called escape room games?
Maybe. I don't know.
Like Escape the Room,
Yeah.
I feel like. Or
there were a lot, like you were talking about those little like random game websites where it was
Uh-huh.
like escape the phone booth or
Yeah.
like escape the basement or escape the car.
the freezer, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you just had to like pick up random things in your environment and use it to.
You're like, why is there like 4 padlocks to get out of my car?
I know.
You know?
Yeah. Yep. And then it also kind of reminded me of, I think it's the Friday the 13th game. This game was super popular during COVID, if I'm remembering the right game. If I'm giving it the wrong title, I'm sorry. But you played online with friends and it had like proximity chat. And you would be out like in the wilderness or like in a cabin. And everyone would choose like a different character to be, and one person would play as maybe it was Freddy Krueger or Jason. I can't remember. One of those scary dudes, and that
Among
person,
Us.
their job was to like kill all of the people, and they had like you could teleport and all of that stuff. But if you were playing as one of the normal people, you were trying to collect, like you needed to get the car battery and then you needed to get the keys. And
Yeah.
you're working together, but you didn't want to be too loud because you didn't want Jason. Is that Friday the 13th? Is it
Yeah.
Jason? You didn't
I
want
don't
Jason,
know.
whoever was playing as Jason, to hear you in proximity chat.
Oh.
So you had to be really careful. If you thought you saw someone, you're like, well, I hope that's not Jason. But you want to yell out and work together. And you can like board up doors and stuff. So if you're looking for another game similar to Night Manor, that one is pretty fun.
Sounds
Very
scary.
cool though.
Yeah, and you can play online with your friends. I hope I have the right title. Email us if I don't.
Yeah.
But I have another couple favorites. But Rylan, did you have any other ones that you wanted to talk about?
I just want to give a shout out to a couple games. I mean, all the games I played, seriously. I think that, well, first of all, I just really want to touch on Immortal really fast.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Immortal's
yeah.
ridiculous.
Yes.
Mhm.
Where you just have lives and you need to sacrifice them so that you can get further.
Yep.
You do this is like the only game that had a tutorial, I think,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where it taught you how to blow yourself up.
Or
Yeah.
turn into a
into a rock.
Yeah.
I just thought that game was so funny, and I'm excited to try Mortal 2, actually. I haven't tried that, but oh no.
It's not like that at all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean,
So you might actually like it. I didn't play it enough to know if I really liked it or not. It
Mhm.
wasn't one that got a heart from me.
Sure.
But it's just completely different.
I saw that you have Campanella 2 on your favorites.
I do. I had Campanella 1 and 2
Interesting.
on my
I
favorites.
didn't really 2 is a little weird. I
But I
can't figure it out.
I didn't like 3.
I didn't try 3 yet.
I wasn't a huge fan of 3. Let me open up 2 just to remind myself what it is.
It's like number 1, but it seems to be like one big level. But you can like get out of your ship and walk around and then go into like a 2D shooting game where I just die every time.
Yes. So you
Maybe I
do.
need
You
to get
fly
good.
around in your little ship, but you play as you're like, I'm just a little guy.
You play as Isabel.
Or I'm just a little girl.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
There's
so
deep lore in the Campanella universe.
yeah, so you get yeah. I'm playing it right
Mhm.
now, and I'm out, and I'm fighting. I don't know. I like this guy.
Okay. The Bug Hunter. Did you guys play Bug Hunter?
I think I
What are your
did.
thoughts on Bug Hunter?
I did. I'm trying to remember because it didn't make it into my favorites. What number is it?
And number 2,
Oh, yes, I did play Bug Hunter.
I thought Bug Hunter was a very clever puzzle game that I really want to get a streak of 3 on so I can win. But
It is really
I'm not good.
interesting.
My note about this, it says, "This seems to be a worse version of one of my favorites. I'm not interested."
Yeah, okay. Well, you know what? I think it's quite distinct from Devilition. Devilition, I think, is excellent as well and very fun and creative.
I think I would give Bug Hunter another shot.
I think it's worth it. Like,
Okay.
it's a little bit funky to get used to, but I think it's very clever in the way that you can upgrade yourself, and then you're kind of racing against the clock with that, and you really have to make some very tough decisions of, should I try to kill this bug? Should I try to get a coin? What power should I try to get, and what power will it replace? And
man.
when do I get the power? There's some very difficult decisions to make. And sometimes these damn bugs are just like, oh, I got the bug that makes pits everywhere. That's the pits.
Yeah.
But
This doesn't sound familiar to me at all, so I don't think I gave this game like an honest chance. I don't think it sounds familiar to me.
Yeah, I think it's a game that if you open it up, because there's no tutorial, and at first you're like, I don't get this, and it's not a looker either.
Yeah, it's not. It's very like grid based and that kind of thing. So,
But I would say, like, put a solid 15 minutes into it and see, just try to explore the mechanisms a little bit and see the puzzle there, and it's quite satisfying, I think.
Okay.
Devilition, though, hurts my brain.
It's
fun.
The other two that we just talked about for me, the Night Manor and Valbrace, those are my favorites. Devilition is my like next one after that. I loved this game. Did you want to talk about how this game works a little bit?
Sure. Did you play this game, Shawn?
which one is it?
It's the first one and the last one on number 10.
Number 10?
Yeah.
I did play this one.
Yeah. So Devilition, I guess the plot of it is that there's like devils attacking a pilgrim
village,
town.
yeah.
Yeah, they're like little pilgrim men and women. They're funny. But it's basically there's a big grid. And this is another game too that you really need to play it to kind of understand what the hell you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a big grid and there's some of your pilgrims out there. And there's some devils that spawn. And then you have 4 options of what to do, and one of them is just to detonate. So you don't want to do that for a while, but you have 3 choices of what kind of, I guess, like weird creature you can put out. I don't know, what do you call them, Emma?
Yeah, they are just weird little monster creatures. I know one of them is a frog, and like one of them is like a little guy. But one of them's just a potion.
Yeah, so you select one and you put it somewhere on the grid where you'd like. And each of them has like an area of effect. Like there's one with a pitchfork and he affects the 3 squares in front of him, like right in front of him and to the left and right of that. And then there's like the frog affects each square orthogonally, but 1 space further out from him. So he's got 2 spaces out on each 4 directions. And so there's every little beast or creature or object does something slightly different. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to set them up so that space they're affecting is kind of where they like blast, I guess I'll say.
Yeah.
And so you're trying to create these chain reactions where the pitchfork guy hits the frog, who hits 2 more guys that are holding X's that attack diagonally. And so eventually you're creating a chain reaction that's going to kill or as many of the devils as you can without harming your precious pilgrims.
Yeah.
And so you only get so many pieces to put out. And so after you finish that round and you detonate it, then you go to the next round and another villager spawns and more demons spawn and you get more pieces to work with. And even if you had pieces that didn't detonate, they stay, which is something that you kind of have to figure out. But basically, as it gets more and more complicated, and you have more and more pieces out there, you're trying to remember, okay, like if I detonate now, will I actually blow them all up? Will it hit all of them? Will these demons that have 2 health actually die?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I got this. And I detonate it and I'm like, oh no, I forgot to link this part of my chain.
Oh yeah.
I'm screwed.
The way I had to do it, I was like, I am starting with this person. I would put it somewhere and I would chain until I got to the end where I knew I had hit everything.
Yeah.
But sometimes I would forget which person I started with.
Mhm.
And then if you forget where you need to start your detonation chain, you can detonate somewhere that doesn't actually start the chain reaction
Yeah.
at all, and then
Yeah.
you're screwed.
And I find myself like stopping midway through and like calculating like, okay, this is going to touch that. That froggy's going to hit that froggy's going to hit that froggy. That's
Yeah.
going to hit that froggy.
Yeah.
Is that going to do it? But
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
And it was so nice when you got one of the rockets. Occasionally you can get
Yes.
a rocket where you place a rocket somewhere, and then the next round you have the option to place its little like landing pad.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So if you have a bunch of devils in a different spot, it was so nice when that would
Just
show up,
get
because you're
'em.
like, sweet, I'm just gonna go blow those guys up, but it's not gonna affect my chain over here that's getting the majority of the
Mhm.
other guys.
Comborific.
Yeah, I played this until I got the garden, the thing for the garden, and then I took a break on it because I was grinding too hard.
Yeah, I've been to wave 8. And
That's about, I think 7 or 8 is how far
yeah,
I've
and
gotten.
it's so hard.
Yeah. Is there 12
I think there's only 10
or 10?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't remember, but
That's a good one. I want to play more of that, but I know it's going to take me some time to actually get good because, yeah.
if you liked that one, I don't think I hearted this one, but there is another game.
If you like it, here's a worse one.
No.
A different one.
It just really wasn't my cup of tea. But maybe I did. Maybe I did. No, I didn't. Rock on Island. Did you guys play that one?
Technically I started it up, but I saw my partner play that one and I didn't really want to play it. So
That one's kind of similar, but not as puzzly. But you're purchasing, basically
it's like a
there's-
tower defense. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of dinosaurs starting from point A going to point B, which is your little cave, and you purchase cavemen to like throw spears and rocks, and you level them up, and hopefully they kill all the dinosaurs before it makes it to your little
Base.
base.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
sure.
yeah, that one was kind of fun. I didn't like it, like I didn't hurt it, but
Sure.
yeah. Oh, and we were talking about this one, Shawn, when you were talking about one of your favorites, but Cyber Owls.
Yeah, you mentioned that one.
Yeah, did either of you play Cyber Owls?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so you have 4 different like owls that are kind of on, it's almost like a CIA mission.
Ooh.
That's
you,
fun.
You start in like this like room where they're like, okay, these are the 4 different locations that we need to go into and infiltrate. And so you play as, depending on which mission you're on, you'll play as a different owl, and each owl has their own like, I don't know, things that they do.
Sure.
But if you fail the mission and it's like, what was that? The punch?
Fist
no.
hell.
Yeah,
Fist
fist
hell.
hell, yeah.
It's like that where you're kind of side scrolling and like punching all of these like army guys that are trying to take you down. But if you die, you get captured. And so then your little spot shows like a little like jail. And then one of the other owls, instead of going on their mission, you can take them on a
Rescue mission.
rescue
Yeah.
mission
Oh,
to
that's
rescue.
cool.
So when you go to rescue, it's completely different. It's just like a top-down grid, and as you move, there are bad guys that also move in a certain pattern. So like as you move forward, maybe someone is moving back and forth and back and forth. And when you get into the line of sight, they'll see you, and you have like 1 or 2 moves before they shoot at you. So you'll get into the line of sight, you hit X to load your gun, and then you can shoot. But there's also it's kind of hard
That
to
sounds like
explain.
Rail Heist.
Yeah.
No, well, it's kind of like Real Heist. I wish I could show you guys what it looked like, because it's top down. It's
Yeah.
just like a grid. It's super hard, and each owl has a different power. So one of them has like, you can hit A and jump 2 squares
Oh.
and kind of like avoid someone. And so you don't have to kill everyone. You just have to get the key card, and then you have to get to where the captured owl is and let them out. And then once you've let them out, then you can try that mission again with that owl.
Oh,
And
that's
so-
cool though.
That
But
does sound
if
cool.
you fail the mission trying to capture them, then you also get captured. So slowly all of the owls can become captured, and then you fail the mission.
Yeah. Very cool though.
I was having a lot of fun with that one.
Huh. I'll have
Yeah.
to try that. That's number 50.
Yeah, number 50. Try that one out. Let me take a look at my other.
Did you guys try Antics? Antics?
Yes,
I think is how it's
wasn't
pronounced.
a huge fan of this one, but this is the first game they made.
Oh,
This was the
really?
first
Oh, really?
one that they started off with was this one.
It was very interesting. Did
I
you
not,
play it?
I did not. No.
Is
Oh.
it like the kind of like chess style one where you're like moving forward?
Yeah, it's to the side. So it's,
Or
it's-
sorry, yeah, like
it's
Is this
you're moving
a
at
tactics.
kind of
tactics,
yeah. Antics, I think
I
is
think
what it's
it's-
called.
Well, 'cause
It's like
there's-
7 or 8. It's on the
I think it's a tactics.
yeah.
A tactics. Yeah, because there is an ant one. It's called
Ugh,
combatants.
Oh, it's
So
not that
I wasn't
one.
sure. Okay.
I
Yeah.
didn't like that one.
I didn't
but
play
that's
that
just
one.
me.
Definitely the first one. But yeah, that one was pretty fun too. It was like a strategy, I don't know, is
Kind of like a little bit chessy in a way.
a little bit. It was like
You're
you have,
moving at each other and you're trying to stop.
yeah, you're trying to. There's like 5 columns.
You guys are both doing the same thing with your
Well-
hands, like pressing your fingers together. Like I know what this means.
So you're on one side and your enemy's on the other, and there's 2 bases. You're trying to attack each other through this like courtyard area.
Okay.
But you'll start out with you have a guard on the top and a guard on the bottom, and they will have a guard on the top and a guard on the bottom. And if you guys run into each other, they'll kill each other and die.
Okay.
But let's say on the top you have 1 person and they have 2 people. They will cancel each other out, and then 1 person will still be there, and they'll continue walking towards your base.
Oh, so they have like lanes they move in.
They have
Kinda.
lanes that
Okay.
they move in, yeah, and you have to try to move your characters up and down to optimize your column or your row, I guess. So that way it'll be the strongest row to get to their base.
Oh,
Kill all
okay.
their guys and all that. It was a little challenging, and it was very quick. Like you're starting and go. Like now you're moving all
Yeah.
these pieces, and it's round, and they just keep moving.
And it's like real time,
I
or is
think
it like
so.
turns?
I think it's turn-ish.
It's kind of like do.
yeah.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
real
Like-
time, but there's like a tempo to
Yes.
it. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So that was a lot of fun. It was hard though.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a challenge, but it was fun.
It was a little. It didn't really work for me, but I think it's a good game. I just when I was playing it, I was like, I can't think this fast.
Oh, sure.
There's so
Sure,
many
sure.
cool games to try.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Did you guys play Avianos or Avianos?
Mm-mm.
It has
Um,
the dinosaur face.
Oh, actually, wait.
No.
I think I might have.
What is that?
But
It's number 12. So it's kind of like a. Oh, did your phone die?
my phone.
Oh
died.
no.
Oh no.
So it's like you have the. I don't know how. It's kind of like Risk, I guess. So it's like a grid, and there are like 4 different castles, and there's like a bunch of different dinosaurs, and I'm still trying to figure out how to play it because I'm not super sure how. But each dinosaur that you play, like in the turn, it gives you like different things. I'm not explaining this well, but I will get there.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
like some gives you crops, or some gives you energy, or some gives you coins, I assume?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of. They determine what actions you take on your turn. So you can pick a dinosaur that's very combat based. So it's like you will get to move a square and you'll get to attack. Or it's very resource based. So it'll be like you can set a fountain here by your castle and then move and stuff like that.
Sure.
So you're trying to capture 4 castles. And then there's another, you're playing against a computer basically who's doing the same thing. You're kind of taking over different squares. And you can't see how many armies are at each square, but the computer can't tell how many armies you have. So you can take a turn to like purchase different types of characters like to add to your army. So like archers or warlocks or knights, and each person does a different thing. And when you decide, you're like, okay, I have a pretty good sized army, you can attack one of the opposing squares, but you have to hope that they don't have more people than you. Because when you start the attack, then you see how many people they've set in that square, and then you just watch them fight.
Like it just fights on its own.
Yes. And
I've been wanting to know what this is because I've seen it in like the demo and I'm like, I want to play that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's
number 12.
It's
yeah.
number 12.
Cool.
That one was fun. And again, not one that I got to go back and play a ton, but I think that you guys would like it.
Yeah.
I played that a little,
Oh.
maybe like 10 minutes worth. So like
Yeah.
I did one fight, but it was pretty fun.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and
it
you
just
have
looks,
to-
I like the way it looks. It looks cool.
Yeah.
You have to, and I wasn't very good at this in the beginning because I was still trying to figure it out, but you have to be mindful with the dinosaurs that you use because it'll give you a choice of like 3 different dinosaurs you can use. It'll also give you the chance to like pray to a dinosaur and then you can choose a bonus. So it's like you can add that bonus and it stays there for the rest of the game. And it's like now purchasing warlocks is cheaper.
Okay.
That's
So
cool.
you can kind of decide where you want your bonuses to be. That one was super fun.
That sounds like a good one.
I think the more I play that one, the higher it would go on my favorites. I just didn't get the chance to play it that much. I think that we should just real quick talk about Grimstone. If you guys played Grimstone at all, I think that
Praise
Shawn,
Biggin.
Praise Biggin.
Rylan, do you want to describe this? This is their like, I think it takes 60 hours to beat
this is like
game.
their old school JRPG. It's really cool because I just want to set the scene for you. It's Old West style, but you start off in a burning tavern. I guess it's not a tavern. It's a, what do they call it in the Old West?
A saloon.
A saloon. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I play fantasy games.
Yeah.
And you play it. You start as an angel, and you have to choose 4 people out of like 7, I think, to save. And these are the 4 people that are going to be the party in the game.
Choose
So
wisely.
you don't know everything about these people. It just gives like a description, like, oh, here's a young woman with like dancer's attire, or here's like a guy with one hand in a medical bag, and here's like a
guy with cauliflower ear.
Yeah. And so
that guy's the scrapper for sure. He's
Yeah.
the barbarian of the group.
so real quick, Emma, how much of this did you play?
Not enough.
Okay.
So the problem was the first time I booted it up, as the angel, I chose my people because it was like, who deserves to live?
Yeah.
And so I was reading and it was like an outlaw. And I was like, you don't deserve to live. And then, so I picked all the people that seemed really like good. And that turned out to be a bad idea because then I didn't have any like good fighters.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So when I first went out into the world, I immediately was just like dying. And I was like, oh God, I got to start this over and like actually choose like some scrappers. But then I got all the way down. I found a little church.
Mm-hmm.
And then I couldn't figure out where the town was. I couldn't get back to town.
You got lost.
It wasn't that I got lost. I just didn't realize that the town was itty bitty tiny.
Oh.
I thought I passed it so many times and I was like, I could have sworn it was like right by these boxes, like these broken boxes. And then I just quit the game because I was like, I can't find the town.
Oh.
And then I started it over. And when I left the town for this like second playthrough, I walked out of what I thought were broken boxes. And then I looked closer and I was like, oh.
Yeah. It has the whole like JRPG thing from back in the day where it's like at the local level, like in town, you're like walking by and there's like buildings to walk between and people to talk to. And then like in the overworld, your character sprites are big. You're walking like through the fields and forests and like all the locations are really small, because it's like showing the grander world.
Yeah.
So I definitely see like, and there's so few pixels on these.
All
so
I
it's
needed
like
to do was walk into it. I was like,
you
God
never-
damn
yeah.
it. I never walked into it. I was like, I gotta walk around these boxes.
But
Can't step on the boxes.
this game is really challenging. Like you
Yeah.
have to grind. Like to
Yes.
advance in the game, you got to grind and get leveled up because you get your butt whooped
Yeah.
by these monsters. You go in these
Dang.
caves and you're
Well-
like, I'm like 5 battles between this cave and town, so I got to make sure I have enough health to get back to town after I fight in here.
What happens if one of your characters dies? Can you bring them back to life? Or
You sure can. It costs you money though.
I couldn't figure it out because one of my characters was dead, and I was like, oh,
So you were carrying around the coffin?
yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, when a character dies, so like all 4 of your or 5 of your characters, however many there are, they're like walking in a line and they're all following each other like a snake.
Yeah.
And then in the back will just be like a little coffin.
Yeah.
trailing behind
Or
you.
multiple coffins. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went back to town and I was like, better rest. And so I went and paid for the hotel so I could
Oh,
rest.
nope, it didn't.
And I was like, fuck, they're still dead. I guess that makes sense.
Oh, you got to go to the priest, and the priest will charge you.
Oh, the priest.
Yeah.
But that's not in town.
Well,
Because you have to go to a different.
I think, yes, it is. In the first town, there is one, I'm pretty sure.
I must have just not gone in
And
there.
I think I only know that because the first time I played, I died real fast as well, and I respawned there. And then I also just wanted to experience something different. So when I played some other stuff, I came back and restarted my game and chose different characters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
But,
when I respawned, I was respawning at the little church I found that was like away from the town, like way south.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is one in the town also, but I think you're just going to respawn at like the last one you've been to.
I'm
probably.
sure that's what
I don't
it
know.
was. Which that was confusing to me. I was like, I'm never going to make it back to the town, but it wasn't that far away.
But the combat in this game was kind of neat for a JRPG because it wasn't just like choose to attack and then like, it happens. Basically, like there's a bar that comes up on the bottom when it's like, this character's turn, and then it has a part that's highlighted. And there's going to be a little slider that goes by on the bar, and you need to like hit the button when you hit that point. And it's like your accuracy. And so different weapons will have the bar in different like widths that you need to hit, or like,
sure.
I have one person on my team who's dual wielding pistols. She's got two sections of the bar. So you got to hit it twice, like boom, boom. And there's like a little crit section on the bar.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. It kind of makes it annoying to grind because you got to like be engaged in the battle the whole time. You can't just like spam A or whatever, but it's pretty cool.
Man, this is like Legends of Dragoon status. Like just the timing aspect of your attacks and stuff. I'm like, oh man, Dragoon.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm here for it.
And I suspect that you go for quite a while because it's like you unlock these skills with your character, but like not very fast. Like I think my team's like around level 7 or something, which that's a grind to get there.
That's
but
crazy.
I don't even think all of my characters have a skill they've unlocked yet.
Yeah.
And the ones that do, like they don't even have enough like mana basically, or like skill points or whatever SP to use it like more than once between rests. So I feel like
it's like your emergency.
Yeah. Like I think you're going to be going far in this game so that you can actually use these skills like more than one per battle and stuff. But
yeah.
I'm excited to sink my teeth into that more because it's
That's
pretty fun.
Sweet. Yeah.
It's very simplistic, but like it's fun. It's really fun.
Well, and it also is a little bit humbling because I forget how hard JRPGs used to be back in the day. Like no guide, no map. Like you just walk around and figure it out eventually. Like, man, hardcore.
Well, and even like the new Dragon Quest, you can like literally turn on auto battle to like grind for you.
Man,
I remember like I was doing that and like hanging out on my phone and just auto battling stuff. My friend came over and he's like, "The hell are you doing?" I was like playing video games. He's like, "No, you're not."
Yeah.
I was like, okay, fair.
You are watching video games.
I'm facilitating the game. Gotta level up.
Oh man, yeah. There's just it sucks that I probably won't come back to this. I mean, I might. I don't know. Because there are a lot of games in here that I genuinely loved.
Yeah.
Did you guys play Kick Club?
I played a little bit.
Just
of Kick
a little
Club.
bit.
Yeah.
I appreciated the soccer, but I didn't think it was really for me.
Oh, I loved Kick Club.
I didn't get good at it though.
Oh,
I didn't play that much.
Oh, I got so good.
Oh, really?
I was like jumping around, like kicking, kick. Yeah.
Nice.
I guess that's all you do. But this one also I played until I got like the little the thing for my garden. So I think I played through like track whatever. But I liked that one. It was just kind of like just a simple game.
It's kind of like Campanella actually, I thought, where it's like kind of has this mechanic, you learn it, you get better at it, you go through the levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I really liked Block Koala. It's very puzzly. You're like a little koala and you're pushing blocks into each other to like move other blocks to clear the way. But the blocks have numbers on them. And so if you're pushing a 4 block, but you need to move a 5 block out of the way, the 4 block isn't going to move the 5 block. So you need to find a different way around. But there's also...
Oh, interesting.
There's also like little blocks that you can push into the other blocks that will add a point. So it'll go from a 4 to a 5.
This sounds
then you can
awesome.
use it. And then some of the blocks, once you get like further into the game, you'll push the block and every single time you push it, its number moves down. So you have to make sure that you're only pushing it a certain amount so it's still high enough that you can push through. It's fun, but it hurt my brain and I had to put it down after a while. This was like puzzle to the max. This one is number 15.
Okay. I want to play that.
Yeah.
I think that kind of genre is called like Sakoban or something.
I have no idea.
I'm like newly very interested in these after playing Isles of Sea and Sky earlier this year, which is just an amazing game.
Yeah.
People should check that out too. Isles of Sea and Sky.
Interesting.
But there's so many cool games in here.
Yeah, you guys should definitely pick it up because, man, I mean, if you don't like a few of them, you'll like a few other ones. Like, really love them. I mean, there's so much variety.
And in fact, this is a good time for the special announcement.
Oh.
If we had an alarm, it'd be going off. Special announcement. What
are you gonna say?
So earlier, I was in the restroom thinking about the value of this game. I don't know why. I guess I don't have to tell people that I was in the restroom, but I was thinking about the value of this game and how, I would pay double for this game of like what I've got, and so I think I'm going to do that. I'm paying double for this game because I'm going to buy UFO 50 for a listener.
Whoa.
If a listener wants it. So if you're interested in a copy of UFO 50 that I will buy for you on Steam, which I guess is one of the main distribution models. It's only on PC, so don't whine. But I'll buy it for you on Steam. Just email us, send at letmebeyourgg@gmail.com. Put UFO 50 in the description, and let us know maybe one of the games that you heard on this episode that was interesting to you, that you're interested in. I'm going to buy this for somebody randomly. So
cool.
That's exciting.
This game's worth double the value for me, so I might as well pay it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's
such
very
a great
cool.
idea.
Yeah.
I'm evangelizing this stuff. Actually, we have a new person at work this week, and like, we were just chatting a little bit, and I was telling about UFO 50, and because I just want to share how great I think it is.
Yeah.
And I have to do this discreetly because you two are at work also.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, we try to like not share opinions too much because we want to keep it, for the podcast and stuff.
So terrible.
It is. It's hard.
It's hard.
But I was telling this new guy, I was like, yeah, UFO 50, like, it's so fun. Like, we do this video game podcast, and this is my favorite game we've played by far. And I'm like, so excited about that. I didn't even tell him what the name of our podcast was. Like, this was not a podcast plug, but I was using this like as an opportunity to like plug the game. Like, let me like give some more validity to what I'm saying about how good this game is. It's like, it's the best one I've played, dude. Like we just met. You should check this game out. So, I just want to share it with somebody else too. So, again, if you're interested in a copy of UFO 50, send us an email, letmebeyourgg@gmail.com, UFO 50 in the subject line. Tell us a game you're interested that we talked about.
Sweet.
Very cool.
I'll be emailing. Let me know. I'm just kidding. I already own it. No, I'm just kidding. That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm excited.
Smart.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely email us. Yeah, that's
We're
really
smart. Cool. That's a good idea.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought of it in the restroom.
Where all the best thinking
it's true.
ideas happen.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think I've talked about all the games that I wanted to. Of course, we didn't cover... I don't think we covered even half of them, probably.
We could be here for hours and hours talking about this game, I think. So,
so we'll end it here, but, join our Patreon. Maybe if we get enough Patreon followers, we'll do bonus content, and that can include talking about more games from UFO 50 or diving into Rylan's face. So excited.
Yes.
As we get more Patreon followers, the more followers we have on everywhere, the more content we can put out. So, just follow us on Patreon.
For free. We're not asking, but if you do want it, we have like a $1 tier also. But really just, hit us up on there for free.
Yeah. And it's the free tier that gets the episodes early.
Yep.
And so, if you that's how we know that people want more content. So,
yeah. And it's energizing. Like, we've gotten some traction on YouTube. So we're like, we're doing more streaming and we're doing more things. So
yeah,
it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this concludes the discussion episode for UFO 50. Please join us next week for the rating episode of Figment.
Figment.
And this was a listener request.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
yep, we will be covering Figment next
Hi, Christy.
week. Yeah.
You fart faces.
Oh, yeah. They said that in the trailer.
Yeah.
Followed by its discussion episode the week after. Please go and give the podcast a follow. Rate it, review it, however you want to show us love. You can email us with any comments, questions, or constructive criticism at letmebeyourgg@gmail.com. You can also send us game requests if there's something you'd like us to review. Just make sure you include game request in the subject line so it's easier for us to find. And if you are interested in having Rylan buy UFO 50 for you, email us at that email with UFO 50 in the subject line, and that can enter you into possibly being the winner, the recipient of that game.
Ooh.
So, you can find us on most socials as Let Me Be Your GG with no spaces. That's LetMeBeyourGG, no spaces. And we're on Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You can find us on TikTok as Let Me Be Your Game Guide with no spaces. And as we said, our Patreon can be found at patreon.com/LetMeBeYourGG. Thank you so much for listening. We can't wait to see you next week. And thank you so much for letting me be your game guide. GG, y'all.
Bye. Let me take a peek at those gums real quick.
We don't have to.
I don't
I'm
know.
just-
I mean, you can.